I want to say something that it's peaceful to me. It's really peaceful to me. I like to think about it doing these tests and stuff. These tests somehow is a necessity. It's like it's different floats, and it's these floats do different things to the human body. It's like, let's say I got the Adam gene. Let's say I got the Adam gene. Well, that Adam gene would probably have a lot to do with the sex department. And let's just say that stuff goes with Genesis. So it ain't really about bending. This is some science stuff. When you at my level with God, you're not looking for nothing no more. You free. You just doing what he tell you to do. But anyway, I was just sitting here thinking about the spiritual side. And I want to talk to all my black sisters and brothers out there. I want to tell y'all something. I don't know this indefinitely, but I know somewhat of it. There's something about the as above, so below. Okay? I wish I knew this for a fact. I've been trying to observe it. I've been trying to get some understanding out of it, but they're keeping me blocked out of it. But it's almost like the way we get treated here is the opposite on the other side. And I even did research on real individuals getting money, whether they're celebrities or not, and seeing how they really didn't have much money. Especially celebrities that you thought should have been really big with the money. Like the guy that played in Friday that not too long ago passed, the Daddy, on Friday. I forget name. I told you I forget everything. I forget my own birthday date and name. I always have, ain't nothing wrong with it, been like that. But been like this since I was a child. But I just love to read. It goes somewhere. And when it's time for whatever I read to come through, it'll come through. I know now that's why I failed so many tests at school. Because like if I study for it tomorrow, if I study for it that night, then it was like a whole nother person was in me. I wasn't gonna remember the next day. I know that now. I see what the problem was. There was no way I could pass school. But it's like I just keep interchanging every hour, just like God said. Not no crazy stuff, not no multiple personality type shit. I'm gonna tell y'all something, I keep saying that. Anything that they label you as in the hospitals, it comes from something more ancient. Like ADD. They got a saying they like to say, and we all know this is just racist and we know it ain't true, but they like to say ADD, at first they would say more black people got ADD, and they would say it came from Neanderthal. We all know that's a lie, but I'm just saying, they basically talking about the energy. So if it's a natural energy, why would you go get something to suppress that energy? Why wouldn't you learn to re-navigate it, transmute the energy? See what I'm saying? It's like, why would you go get on a drug to get energy when you already got energy? Or vice versa, why would you get on a drug to lessen your energy when you got energy? It's just crazy. We gotta find ourselves, and we gotta learn how to be content within ourselves. Not just content in the world, but content in ourselves. But let me get back to what I want to say. This is what I think about peace. It put peace in my heart. The as above, so below. So it's like, long story short, it's like, let's just say you slaves here. But over there, whoever enslaved you here is a slave to you over there. See what I'm saying? It's something like that now. And I was looking at the money that people get, we get, celebrities get, and everybody get. And I was like, the money we getting, even as a great celebrity, isn't that much. And that's what it is. So it's like, I don't know how I'm still trying to, hopefully I elevate high enough in frequency where I really get there. But it's like, you're only supposed to get so much. You're only supposed to have so much. So it's like, we can use my boy MJ for example. MJ was an angel. Somehow MJ kept struggling with money. No matter what. MJ was not supposed to be a person who struggled with money no matter what. You can blame his situation. That's why you can say this, you can say that. It don't matter. None of that matters. What the royalties at? What the money that's supposed to come all the time every month? None of that matters. Why did he have money problems? And then we could blame all this other stuff. They took this, they took that. Well, that's something the industry need to get under control, because no one should mess with business like that. No one. No one should alter. If somebody put the hard work in and they supposed to get a check every month regardless because they done put that hard work in, nobody's supposed to. See, that's why I ain't gonna lie, I like Plant Job. I love Plant Job because they got this retirement package. Ain't nobody gonna mess with your retirement. Well, unless Social Security do some old nasty shit like they did with me, nobody gonna mess with your retirement. Nobody. They gonna see to it that when you retire and you done, you always gonna get that check. Might not be much, but you're gonna get that check. So, in other words, MJ should have lived within his means by this time. He should have prepared for when he retired to live within his means. But I noticed something. When you try to get money out here, I'm hollering. I'm telling you, this whatever this is, it just ain't going away. When you try to get money out here and you are, especially black, it seems like it's almost impossible to get so much. We trying to get this certain quarter of money. It's better that you learn to be content. It's better that you learn to be content and live within your means. It is no point in living above your means. Because if you start living above your means, you're gonna attract people who really not your friends. You're gonna attract people who really not your lovers. You're gonna attract attention you do not want. But anyway, so I noticed, I've been researching and I noticed these celebrities only reach a certain quota, and I'm talking about the actual money they got in their account, not what they worth, but what they really have. They don't have that much. And then some of these great movies that they made, they didn't make that much. So I really went to the spiritual about it. And that's what it was. It was like, to get a lot of money in this world, especially with it being perverse, you almost gotta be perverse. But you are already a king and queen wherever you come from. So it's like if you try too hard to get all this stuff that's of this world, you could possibly lose what you got in the other world, which for me is more important than this world. For some reason, this world just feel like a rest area, bro. Somewhere you gather. It's like Mario. Mario gotta gather all these points, gotta gather all these stuff, gotta gather all these mushrooms before he can fight Cooper. That's what it is. It's like we gatherers here. So how do you gather? You gather by making yourself disciplined. You gather by understanding. You gather by practicing morality, dignity, passing these Ouroboros tests. That's how you gather. You give it to God. And I'm gonna tell this trick. I want y'all to start, especially my people, applying this trick, man, to the biggest issue you have in your life. I got this trick that I've been doing since the street days. When I got myself in a situation that I knew I wasn't gonna get myself out of. This trick was basically, I thought it was bad, that's why I never spoke on it. I thought it was bad, but then now I'm realizing it actually accelerated me and elevated me in ways I thought I couldn't elevate. And it's making me more and more like my grandparents, which is good to be like them at an early age. Um, but I got this trick, and it's a good possibility that the Bible probably supposed to taught it like this, but they didn't. When you get yourself in a situation that you know you can't get out of, even if it hit rock bottom, even if you do lose everything, walk into your higher self, go into that Jesus Christ mode. In other words, you're gonna have to practice celibacy if you can. If you got a lover and you know your lover and you know what she at and you know what she gonna be or he gonna be, okay. But if you can practice celibacy, do that. Go straight into your Jesus Christ mode. And I swear to you, in 3 months, you're gonna start noticing a huge shift in your energy. It's gonna seem rocky, rough at first, but it's gonna be I'm telling you, this stuff got me out of death moments. This stuff got me out of financial crisis. This stuff got me out of the most. And still to this very day, it helps me. But I thought it was like wrong to God or something. I thought I was being a hypocrite because I was so young practicing this. I started practicing this around 21 years old. And or 18, I probably was younger than that. Yeah, probably younger than that. 18, 16, I started practicing, but I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew at 12 years old, I started taking on the Bible really strongly, even though I started taking on the Bible really strongly, even though I was such a young age, you know what I'm saying? So, but I was getting in these streets and I was getting in these moves. I was making these moves that was really, 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 really life-threatening. I'm talking about all the way from sleeping with somebody you know damn well you shouldn't have never even thought about sleeping with. I'm telling you, it done got me out of some stuff. But I thought it was hypocritical because what I was doing was I would walk in my Jesus mode just to get out of that situation. Then I go back to my old ways. I gotta admit that. I'm gonna admit that to the world. That's what I was doing. I felt like it was hypocritical. But over time of doing that, I realized though I went back to my old ways, I didn't go back to exactly what I was doing. Like, let's say I was smoking weed. I ain't gonna say everything I was doing, but let's say I was doing a lot of stuff. When I went back to them ways, I wasn't doing them excessively like I was normally used to doing them. I wasn't gonna tell this because, like I said, I felt like it was hypocritical, but I really been thinking about it lately. And I said, people need to know this because they don't know this. I thought everybody was doing this. Man, I think they was in my grandparent days because I kind of somewhat learned it from my grandparents. So I thought all the grandparents taught all the kids this. But maybe it was because of the fact that I really didn't have family in my life to redirect me on a good path because they didn't want me on a good path. You know, it wasn't meant for me to be on a good path because of this box and this bottle and because of this experiment. So I had to have some kind of guidance in my life. So God took the wheel. I know it sounds hypocritical, y'all, but I kept doing this probably around 16 or 18. And by the time I got 25, I knew for a fact I was a lot older than everybody else. Because at this age, 25, I'm helping people 65, 70 years old. You know, I done figured out a lot doing this. Just really sit down and think about it. I walked into that like it'd be some moments now where you know you could be finna get ready to go to prison for the rest of your life. Immediately get away from that crowd, get away from them women, get away from whatever you got going on and walk into your Jesus mode and keep it like that all the way up to your court date. And you're gonna see something dramatic. You're gonna see something miraculous happen. And I hope I don't get in trouble for teaching this. But this always been one of my secret weapons. I ain't lying. It's always been one of my secret weapons. I thought everybody else was doing this. But now that I see that the challenges, the real challenges, is starting to be extinct. Because these people they got me competing with now, I don't see them as no challenge. I see them as lunch meat. I see them as lunch meat. And I hope God don't get on to me for teaching this, but I'm telling y'all it helped me. Because what happened was when I would go back to the world, I could feel the shift in the energy. So let's say I'm doing this upper drug just to get energy. Well, when I go through this shift, I feel the shift in the energy. I feel the shift in the energy. So that's why, like, this test, I'm not gonna keep doing this test, because this test keep me from evolving like that. And I can tell when I don't do the test, the people around me that got me trapped like this start suffering. When I do the test, they happy, got money, do everything. There's somebody living in my shadow. Somebody living as me. So it's almost like God giving me that opportunity to turn everybody off. And the only reason why, one of the main reasons, well, there's a few reasons why I haven't did that, but one of the main reasons why I ain't did that yet is because this test is somewhat sort of relevant somehow. I'm looking for something for a person in heaven, and this test plays a big role in it. So it's like, if I don't do the test, how can I find that I'm looking for? So I'm saying, so I can't get upset with the fact that people making money off this situation, but I just got to keep my head above the water the best I can. It's so perverse, and it's so hypocritical. It's so evil. It's so wickedly disturbed. But I got to keep doing it, because this is my mission. This is my mission. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I got to keep doing it. This is my mission from God. Somebody looking for something in the spiritual, and I'm in the physical to help them find it. You know? Let's just call it the knee. I'm so sick of hearing about it. But like I said, it's a mission for God. I got to deal with it. I know who stole it. I know who stole my energy. I know who copied my energy. I know the people sitting in the seat. I know about the teenager. I know about the bony girl. I know about the cousins. I know about everybody. I know about the nephews. I know about all that. But I could care less about any of that. I just know that I'm just trying to do this mission successfully with God, so I can get back where I was with God and start back elevating with God. I'm going to be real with y'all. I done elevated so much in the physical with God. It's almost like I feel the heavens saying it's really pointless to elevate anymore. So just do this test. Just do this job. Just do this spiritual job that we got for you, because it's pointless for you to elevate. I done prayed so much and I done meditated so much, I can't even tell y'all on this phone what I done heard the Astro say. I'm telling you, I'm completely safe in that department. I got stuff in reserve, preserve, and you whatever. I'm telling you, I've been praying, I've been reading the Bible for a long time, even back when I was trapping. For a long time. But I hope this helped y'all out there. That's what I started doing, though. I gave it to God. And even if you don't like my situation, even if that don't stop, you will get the answers you're looking for. That's how I got this answer. That's how I figured this out. God took me over there in the spiritual realm, seeing why I was stuck in this situation, what most people probably would call bending. No, it ain't bending. I'm looking for something. You're going to have to bend to get this particular thing. That's why I say it's the Osiris effect. People always talk about that Osiris story like they probably did chop him up and eat him all that extra stuff. But it's more congruism. It's more internal. They took his parts from him, from internal, inside. So let's say somebody took God's gong and took God's liver, took God's this, and that's what this is. You know what I'm saying? It's so mythological, you just don't even want to talk about it. Mythological. It's just like, okay, whatever, right? But it's real. It's definitely real. So it's like, okay, I done elevated so much with God, and God was like, well, look, you already done did all this. You might as well, you're a warrior angel, do this for me. Do this for me. And this is the thing of the chosen one. This is what makes us so unique. So if you're a chosen one and you ain't got uphill, then, well, I can't say that, but this is, you just can't judge a life of a chosen one. Y'all can't say stuff, y'all can't compare your life with a chosen one. It's no way. It's absolutely no way. They stay in the spiritual more than they stay in the physical, whether they're around people or not. You'll probably notice them by the way they zone out, probably in class or something. They just go in this zone, they zone out. My teachers I used to do it so much, the teachers used to have to snap me out of it. They'll probably be like, you ready to pass this test? I failed that test with flying colors. I ain't even thinking about that. It's like I walked into a whole new universe. But so I've been like this since I was a child. Ain't nothing wrong, man. You can't say something wrong with somebody that built businesses, that was able to build businesses to the point where it give other people jobs. You can't say nothing wrong with somebody that come from the street, come from nothing and get something. I heard a preacher say something, I ain't know what he was talking about, self-made millionaire. I wasn't no self-made millionaire. I was trying to get there though. But I was proud of myself. Because when I say I was self-made, I'm saying everybody, all you little organizations, that's go for you churches too. None of y'all helped me. Not only did y'all not help me, you made sure you didn't help me, you made sure you renavigated me unless I did what you wanted me to do. I'm black in America, man. I ain't had no help, and then I was in these experiments. My whole county country, and I forgive y'all, because y'all probably didn't, the way my teachers acted towards me, like they were like, we want to help you, but we just can't help you. So I understand all that, but I'm telling y'all, I was proud of my self-work. Because it wasn't self. And when I say self, I'm talking about me and God alone. Every time I talk about myself, it's me and God. Every time I'm by myself, I'm with God. So every time you see me by myself, you just know that I'm with God. Period. I'm never alone. So fish your mouth. I'm proud of what I got for myself. You didn't help, and you wasn't gonna help, and you wasn't thinking about helping. Y'all always got something to say about somebody who get themselves off the ground, who get up out the mud and walking. Y'all always some haters, man. No matter who you are a trained organization, you are the experiment, you are a program that's trained to always belittle and put somebody down that's trying for themselves. That they ain't part of your little group, they ain't part of your little gang, they ain't part of your little organizations. Me personally, I don't even believe in being in no groups at a certain age. I think y'all childish to me. I think y'all need to have something. It should have been something where organizations stop doing it after so long, and the age shift, and the organization age shift. Like you get a certain age, you retire, and you get out of there, you live your family life. Quit harassing folks, and then let the younger generation do it. Ain't no way in the hell I walk around with a group of people, be with a group of people, and feel like I'm one person. I came into this world by myself, and I'm gonna leave out by myself. And don't get me wrong, I'm probably wrong, but you wrong for even thinking about saying somebody's wrong for being self-made in some way. I'm proud of myself. Black in America put in a street, put in a rural area to make sure they don't have nothing, and people utilize their light, put them in these barns and these farms, and wait on them to die, treat them like dog shit because of their liver, when you supposed to give them the life of their dream, so when they did die, they'll just give you their liver. But instead, you wanna treat their whole life like shit, absolute shit. This is a hell box. This is a hell bottle. Ain't none of y'all feel me. You can't feel me. You don't know me. You ain't never knew me. You will never know me, even if you around me. Instead of downing me, you need to start crowning me. Play or fly. Shit. Real, bro. I'm never gonna fit y'all description. I got a sugar cookie that's far away, and I'm pretty sure if I fit her description, she'll be here tomorrow. It's not gonna happen, because that definition of Jesus is not real. That way y'all look at Jesus isn't real. How in the hell y'all gonna hang Jesus for doing all this? Y'all didn't hang Jesus for doing the right thing, surely I'm telling you. You hung Jesus for telling you to do the right thing. Right now, we living as the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the one Jesus was running from. That's who we supporting, not Jesus. Y'all never knew my brother. And you never knew my father either. You just putting a front on. I ain't talking about my sugar cookie. Not you, sugar cookie. You just go over there and sit down somewhere, honey. I'm talking about everybody else. If I could pour into my sugar cookie the right way, she'll teach y'all how to be better people. Because she's more spiritual anyway. I'm not talking about you, honey. But I just know this, what is this chain? This religious chain? What kind of stipulations y'all got in the way? What kind of red tape y'all got in the way to make sure that I don't get off these chains? What kind of hypocritical garbage you got going on over there? Your kids don't even like you because they see the truth in you. You got to learn how to preach the word of God. You got to learn how to live and eat the word of God and be true to you. So your kids will even love you. You can't force your kids to love you. You can't force your kids to admire you when they know the truth in you. And you don't live like you be teaching. And that's why they don't feel you. Now, just like that right there. But I'm proud of my self-work. You copying it, ain't you? You preachers out there copying it, ain't you? You teachers out there copying it, ain't you? You patent company patenting it, ain't you? Y'all got it in the barrel, don't you? It's bad when the people in the bottle is doing better than the people that's outside the bottle. It's perverse. It's perverse. And it just is what it is. Now that I said all that, take heed of what I said earlier though. Try this for yourself. Just walk into that Jesus Christ mode. It don't take much. It'll take some practice if you never did it. And you will get in your feelings. And that's what you want. You want to get into your rage because everybody got emissions. You want to tap into your rage. Let me tell y'all something. I'm finna prove to y'all all y'all got rage. When you practice the celibacy or you fasting with food, you only get angry when you really, really hungry. You only get upset and in your emotions when you really, really want a partner with you. When you really, really need some company. And then if you don't get that partner and if you don't get that food, you really, really gonna get in your feelings. That's that part you gotta advance past. That's that part you gotta evolve past. And when you finally reach that evolution, when you do go back to your life, you're gonna go back for real out of moderation. You're gonna be able to say no to the best thing and the best food you ever came across in your life. Y'all better start putting this in motion.